Okay, so let's get started. My name is Karel, and I'm a co-founder of Product Fruits, which is a digital adoption platform. So I would like to thank you everybody for for coming to this webinar. It's a very exciting webinar because this time I have a chance to talk to Tomas from Keboola. So today we will share with you successful and proven recipe how Product Fruits can speed up user onboarding by nearly 30% if you will use it for your application and save more than 20% of time of your product department. So let me welcome here our guest, and actually it's one of our first customers, Tomas, technical product manager of Keboola. So Tomas, thank you very much for joining us today.
Yeah, hello everybody. Thank you for the invitation.
You're welcome. Before we will dive into the Keboola onboarding, let me just share some basic rules. So as you probably are aware, this webinar is being recorded. So we will share this recording after the webinar with you, and also we will share with you the case study. Your mics are turned off by default, but don't hesitate to come up with some questions here and there. I will be happy to include your questions into the webinars, or we can wait to the Q&A part at the end. When you will ask some questions, just maybe a little bit think about if these questions are relevant for the whole audience. So let's not be too technical. So what is the agenda today? I will tell you very super briefly in a couple of sentences what's a digital adoption platform, in case that somebody of you are not aware about this type of software. Then Tomas will tell you something about Keboola, so you will have a context, and then is coming the most important part, when Tomas will share with you some real deal, some real information, how they are doing the onboarding of the clients, how they are using digital adoption platform, and it's really exciting because it's a real information from real client. So what's the digital adoption platform? Product Fruits is able to run in some, let's say, independent layer which you can place on practically any web-based application. And in that layer, you can create content like feedback, tours, hints, checklist, you name it. So the beauty of this concept is that you are independent on your IT department, because everything is no-code platform. So all these tools you are able to use very, very easily, like a product manager, UX designer, a customer success, you name it. So that's pretty much about what we are doing, what the digital adoption platform is. Now, Tomas will tell you something very, very briefly about Keboola. So you will have context, you will understand what the Keboola-like application is doing, and then we will dive into the main part to see how they are using Product Fruits in their Keboola. So, Tomas, tell us something about what you are doing.
Yes, thank you, Karel. So briefly about Keboola. Keboola is a cloud-based data integration platform. I would say today very well known over the world. Suitable for small businesses or large-scale banks or even technology unicorns. And our technology enables data engineers, data scientists, or data analysts to efficiently manipulate with data and collaborate on creating data products which are shared within the organization. So one of the use cases, for example, you can do in Keboola, so you can imagine better, if you are running, for example, the big e-shop on Shopify, for example, you are running marketing campaigns with Google Ads, tracking users with Google Analytics, and also having customers in some CRM system. So you can join all of those data sources together in Keboola, manipulate them, clean them, whatever you need to do, and then share the cleaned or like joined data to some BI tool of your choice. If you have that, you can then automate this process. So at the end, you can have fresh dashboard in the morning, updated with fresh data. So you can have responses for your questions like, how was the sales yesterday? What if I put money for the marketing campaign B instead of A? How would the sales change? And many more use cases depends on your organization. So
that sounds really interesting. So just out of curiosity, can you name some of your clients?
Yes, we are very proud to have clients such as Product Board, Home Credit, Mall, or Erste Group in Czech Republic and also in Slovakia, who trusted us, and yeah, thank you for that.
That sounds great. So this is really exciting tool, and I really love it. It sounds super useful. But I guess that your technology is not like super easy to understand. So may I ask you, how did you handle the onboarding before you started to use digital adoption platform Product Fruits?
Yeah, so you're right. It's Keboola is a bit complex tool because you can do so much with it. And before Product Fruits, we had our onboarding experience was very limited to the basic setup. It was essentially consisted of simple hard-coded academy directly in the platform, where users had to complete few tasks. Yeah, this solution lacked flexibility, making any changes required briefing to development team. Then it was kind of a boxing between priorities, and scheduling it for the next development sprint. And this could easily take up to 3 weeks to get it done. And then we had to validate it, if it's correct, etc., etc. And by the time it was done, we often wanted to make another adjustment. So it was another round. And this obviously places a burden on both product and development teams, which are then diverting their attention from other business critical matters. Yeah, so
Yes, that sounds like a nightmare, but that's pretty much what we are hearing from all of our new clients. So everybody is struggling pretty much with the same issues that you described them very well. So how does it change it with using Product Fruits? How you are using Product Fruits for onboarding now? Is the situation different?
yeah, since we adopted Product Fruit, I can say that it is very different. Now we can make several quick iterations during the day when creating or updating the new content for onboarding tours or some announcement. Yeah, so it's very quick. And also, additionally, I think that's very important also. Thanks to the integration capabilities of Product Fruits, we can send data to Heap. For the listeners, Heap is our analytic platform for customer behavior data, where we analyze, all the customer behavior in the platform. And this helps us with the analysis. So this allows us actually to combine data of how the users are navigating through the platform with the data of success rate tours and the percentage of users who actually completed the tours or got stuck. Yeah? And based on this information, we can plan for the adjustments or just discuss how to even improve it more to improve the conversions.
It makes so much sense. That's fantastic. So, but maybe now, can you share some examples, like show us a little bit more about how you're really using Product Fruits, which tools you are using, which features?
Sure. Let me jump to our playground project. Sure. Just a second. Okay, can you see it?
I do.
Okay, yes. Okay, so we started with the live stream button, which is this thing in the bottom, the blue one, where actually we integrate the tour. So this is the tour. You can launch the tour from here, and then we will explain you a bit about the platform. We go through the menu and explain you stuff. Also, we can include some links to documentation or academy. And also we integrated the support. The time was the Zendesk we used, so users can directly send tickets, and also they can send feedbacks directly to product team for the questions.
What I really like on your for your LiveRing is that you fully customize the visuals of our LiveRing to match the visual style of your application. That's good, and also you take the advantage of the possibility that you can include the support widget and send feedback widget into the LiveRing, so you have just one icon on the screen. That's definitely smart. And yes, you are using the option that some users can replay the tour from the LiveRing. I will get to this later, but this is really smart.
Yeah. Okay. Also, another thing we start using after that was the announcement. I think it's for us, it's one of the most critical things as well, to inform users at the right time and the right place about some new feature. And as our platform is very complex, so we just want to do it, in the sections. So some announcement, for example, it looks like this. For example, we will have a new feature, so we will introduce it a bit. And then we can have some action button which can guide users to either some public demo or to documentation, whatever basically we want to do. We can upload some pictures, etc.
That's great. I really like it quite a lot. The main purpose of these announcements is that you want to communicate with your user when your user is ready for the communication. So normally, people are sending this information via emails, but when the user will receive even the same kind of information in the email, she's probably not ready to read the email, consume the information. But when she's really using the application, she's of course eager to know what did you change in the application, what's new, and so on. And I also see that you implemented some kind of button at the bottom of the screen. So when a user click on it, he's probably able to get more information or try something on his own. So that's good.
Yeah. And also we start using hints. I can show you some hints in the platform. So lately we are trying to use more hints, which gives us options to put hints directly into the sections of the platform we want. So for example, if I have this section data, I can place a hint here explaining what it is, and also we can include as well the video if needed, if you want to explain something to the users. And in the next sections, analogically, I can have just a text, for example, if it's simple.
Mm-hmm. I like when that you are using hints. I have to be honest, and we are always trying to convince our users or client to use the hints, because everybody is obsessed with the tours. We will get to this later. Tour is the logical sequence of the cards when you are teaching user how to use some functionality. But the tours are a bit more like pushy. You are taking the steering wheel from the user. Unlike the hints, because hints are quite passive, they are just staying there, and user can click on them when she's ready to read or get more information. So I'm big fan of hints, and I think it's one of the key in my opinion, one of the key tools for the good product adoption. And I think you can achieve much more with properly placed hints and combination hints and tours, because for example, the kind of hint which I like very much is that, for example, when user needs more information, she click on the hint, and in the hint is able to read some basic information, but then there is a button like, hey, tell me more, and you click on the button and it will start the tour. So the combination between the hint and tour is quite powerful too. So yeah,
I agree, but I would say that if you have like a very simple use case, simple platform, I would go with tours because it's simpler. And if you have kind of complex solution like we have, so then you would end up with like dozens of tours, and you don't want that. So it's actually better to switch more to hints, so you can have it more flexibility and get the information in the right place.
Mm-hmm. Sounds great. So what else?
What else? Yeah, we didn't stop there. So let me switch to the demo project. We wanted something else as well for the newcomers before start using the platform, and then we developed a demo project where we integrated the product fruit capabilities in actually in terms of checklist. Yeah, so product fruits is a great tool, but if you take the onboarding experience very seriously, you will end up with customized solution. And as I said, in this case, it's a embedded checklist with tours, where we wanted to achieve one-to-one look and feel with our platform. Yeah, so perfect user experience is something we were looking for, and I think we achieved it. So what we did is we separated the onboarding into 3 sections. Every section it's product fruit checklist. So here we can see that we have beginner, intermediate, and expert, and under each checklist there are tours. So you can start tour from the checklist. We will guide you through the platform and navigate you what you have to do to learn more about Platform. What is the flow, for example, where you can show what is the description and basically guide you. You can skip it whenever you want. So let me just skip it now.
Yes, if I may interrupt you, the tour is one of the main, of course, features of digital adoption platform. The typical scenario is what you just presented. We are calling it feature tour, when you are teaching your user how to achieve something. But there are also some other use cases or scenarios. For example, you can create something what we are calling welcome tour, that at the start you will just welcome new user. So just share with your user your unique selling points, maybe some testimonials and so on. So you don't necessarily want to use tours just for teaching the user to achieve something, but it's also a communication tool which you can see as a marketing tool, to explaining the value. So yes.
Yeah, true. We did also something like that, but this case was purely on learning, and we split it into parts to actually not having a big, a big chunk of information, and give users the feeling that he's progressing, and keep him motivated until the end. And when he has all the boxes ticked, and done, here I have one of 4 tasks completed. So I have to, my head is telling me, okay, I have to finish it, so I can move on. And then you can use another type also of product fruits announcement, which is here on the top part, where you can then later navigate the users to actually create their own project. In our case, so they will sign up for the real project instead of this one demo.
Yes, we have different types of announcements, and this one on the top of the screen is the type which are calling the banner, which you can use exactly for use case like this, or for, I don't know, scheduling maintenance or anything. Mm-hmm. Okay, so in regards of the checklist, you may use the checklist as it is, because we have a checklist widget. But if you want to achieve like 100% match with the visuals of your application, you can also use our so-called embedded checklist. So basically, you will just use the functionality, but the whole look and feel will be up to you. So you can customize everything, because actually anything and everything in product fruits is fully customizable. You can choose colors and backgrounds to really match your application. You can even edit CSS to really 100% match the look. Talking about the tours, did you find some challenges in building of these flows?
Well, the building of this, for example, our project was quite easy. I would say it was done very quickly, so everything was working. But at the beginning, when we started with tours, so we were like newbies in this, and sometimes we prepared too long tours that would automatically pop up to the users, And then later on, through the measurement, we discovered that users were closing those tours, skipping them because it was boring too long. So it was like resulting in low finish rate. And to address this, we first reduced the number of tours and number of steps. And we also allow users to decide whether they want to initiate the tours, not just automatically showing them.
Yes.
And additionally, as we discussed, also we are shifting our focus more to specific sections of the platform for the tours and for the hints, especially for the hints as well, and as well for the announcement. Yeah, it's for everything.
Yeah. Do you use some kind of segmentation for the tours?
And not in production, but we use segmentation before release if we want to test something. So we will define a group of users, prepare some tour or announcement, and I will say, hey, here's the new tour announcement, please check it out. And only specific users will see it in the platform. And once we validate it, we just delete the segment and it goes live to everybody. That's how we use it at the moment.
That's one of the yes, that's one of the use cases how you can use segmentation. I see in the chat that Mr. Konstantinos is asking about if it's possible to create tours for mobile views. So this is definitely possible. Basically, you are also using the segmentation. So you will create the content which is optimal for the desktop, and you can create, if you want to, different type of content which is ideal for mobile view. So in that way, you will also use the segmentation, and your users will see the content which is optimized for mobile view. So typically less amount of text or maybe no images, and so on. So
yeah, I think this is the flexibility of the product fruits we were looking for. So, for example, this one we use in case we have kind of long tours, maybe with a lot of content and some images. And in the segment, you can just say for this tour, don't show up on mobile phones. Yeah, I will have another one for mobile. So in just few clicks, you can do it.
Konstantinos want to see some examples of mobile during the webinar. Not sure if this is possible now, but I will make a note and I can share something with you after the webinar. But basically, it works in the same way. Just be aware that we are not supporting like a native iOS or Android application. We are talking about the web-based application. But yes, you can create a content which is optimal for the mobile view. Are there any relevant questions which we can easily answer? Some question about the languages. Yes, everything, all your content can be localized to different languages. So we also support Arabic and so on. So yes, you can create content which is in German, in English, and so on. So that's something that is also possible. So where are we now? You also mentioned the tours, that some tours are too long. So yeah, this is the typical headache which I see in the implementation, that some of our clients are implementing tours which are way too long, and users have tendency to cancel the tour, which is sometimes not optimal. Of course, you can't expect that everybody will see the tour from the start to the end, because not everybody need it. But what we usually recommend is to as you said, to cut the longer tour to the smaller chunks, because even if the user will cancel the first part of the tour, which may be the free cards, she's still able to start the next tour and see some other part of the tour. And of course, it's perfect to include the tours, for example, in the live ring, because so many times user will cancel the tour, but after 10 minutes he's like, hey, I would like to replay the tour. And this is this is how you can use the LiveRing, because users are able to replay the tours from the LiveRing or from the hint or anything. So that's it. Yes, we talked about the segmentation. Can you tell me something a little bit more, or if you want to share some numbers, like if you see some increase in some metrics?
Yes, as I said, we measure everything, so I can give you some insights. Let me switch to this slide. So here are 4 numbers I would like to mention. So when we incorporated the tours between the defined conversion step, we saw that if the tour is there, the users are much more faster onboarded, which means that they will reach the final step of our conversion funnel. Here it's like 29% faster than users who actually don't have the tour there, or just basically skip it. And that's what we saw from the numbers. Also, the conversion rate improved more or less by 8%. It's always changing, from month to month. So this is saying basically that the more users who finish the onboarding tour reach again the final conversion step in the comparison with users who skip the tour. Yeah, so not only they get there faster, but they actually get there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
these numbers are definitely great, and I'm very glad that using product fruits, you immediately see some results. You see improvement in the conversion. You see that the onboarding is faster, and we are really fighting so much about the customer attention. So, and I see from some other use cases, especially when our clients are using some kind of free trial conversion, just like we do. So we, for example, by the way, we have conversion in free trial about 22% from free trial to the paying customers, which is not bad. And maybe part of the reason is also that we are using our product fruits. And this is what we hear a lot from our client, that when they start to use the product fruits, they see the increase from conversion of their free trial, or a conversion from the freemium to the premium. Even just ask about some question about the LiveRing. Is it regarding replaying tours from the LiveRing? Is this dependent on the user's flow or dependent on the page that they are currently on? Both possibilities are valid. It's possible. So, for example, the content of your LiveRing can be different on different URLs. So that's one thing. So on one URL, you can let the user to replay this tour and that tour, while on the other URL, he will not have these options because it might be confusing. But you can also start some actions like tours based on some more sophisticated events. We are calling it custom events, when you are able to set up custom events in the way that they will trigger some tour, for example. So it's like more advanced or sophisticated scenario. So please don't hesitate to ask some question. Sean is answering some question in a chat directly, but yes. So, but we are also eager to know your feedback or any question which you might have, and it can be also like more design-oriented question, not so technical, but anything you might want to know about the onboarding, how to think about the onboarding, how to really see the onboarding or digital adoption platform like an interface between your application and your users. So please don't hesitate to come up with these questions. So I'm watching the chat, so hopefully somebody will ask. So what's your plans for the future? for product fruits.
Yeah, before that, I just wanted to mention something to the numbers yet. So to not have only the percentages, so maybe listeners can imagine more that for our use case, set up the whole data pipeline can take up to 17 minutes. Yeah, that's from our numbers, analytics. And with the tours, it went down to 12 minutes. Yeah, so this is like crucial to have the understanding also in time perspective that 4 minutes it's actually a very long time. If you save it for the users, it's great because you can lose users within few seconds if they don't understand something or you just have bad UX. They are gone, and they are usually gone forever, maybe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dan is asking what made us to decide to segment the demo in 3 separate flows. This is something what we already talked about. If the flow would be too long, people would be canceling it because they are eager to start to play with the application. So this is what we are doing. We are typically cutting longer flows to the shorter flows. It's also better for the replayability. So for example, for the live ring, the user can replay just part of the tour. She doesn't have to start from the beginning. So this is definitely better approach. So that's about the product adoption. What we see today is that it is a really hot topic. Like everybody is talking about the product adoption because probably companies are not they are fed up pumping money to the marketing and not see the results. So you really want to get the maximum from your users. You want to maximize your upsell, maximize your conversion instead of just pumping money to the marketing. And digital adoption platform, when implemented correctly, can really do the magic. You can see the increase immediately. So like in general, if I may ask you, like how do you see your role, and what do you think it's a role of the product and customer experience and sales, and how these things should interact together?
Yeah, I think it's very important. The connection between the product, customer experience, sales is crucial for success of your product and overall the business. Yeah. So I think it's like important to understand that getting actually customers, if you are running some campaigns, it's kind of it costs money, right? And if you bring them to some unprepared environment, and you don't have the right onboarding, so you lose those money basically. You throw them, to the garbage. So that's why I think the adoption and the communication within the company is important to create the best possible user experience and achieve the higher product adoption rate. Yeah. And that's why you need to understand the customer needs to get to their heads, what they need, how they act, what are the expectations of the customers. You need to listen to the market and also do some research, to get the requirements and ensure you fit the needs basically. Yeah, if you are trying to do that. And customer experience is a significant factor in that whole process, that you need to collaborate with designers and developers, ensure that the user interface is intuitive, it's easy to use, and yeah, these days we have just again few minutes, to catch the user attention before they are gone. Yeah, and with the sales team, I think it's important to maintain close collaboration with sales team because they can bring you like very important insights from the customers. Yeah, we do it in Keboola, and it's very beneficial to get some insights, from the calls they have, for example, what they miss, what they need. That's important. But at the end of the day, it's the product manager responsibility, to define and execute the right product strategy. While you have to still think about, the features, what to add, what to kill, sometimes you just need to kill something, in order to grow and continue. And everything needs to be aligned with your strategy and with the customer needs, basically.
And the competition market constantly changes, so you need to monitor the competition and everything.
Yes, that's other part of the market. The market, these days it's crazy a bit. There's a lot of competition. Like for example, there are a lot of new tools and technology. These days AI. Yeah, we have AI. It's like growing everywhere. Every day, new company or new solution for AI. So you have to incorporate those new technologies as well into your product if you want to succeed. And another thing is prioritization and resource management. That every company face challenges, about making right decisions about what features to prioritize and develop, how to allocate resources effectively. Yeah, this everything is like finding a balance between the needs, objective, and resources you have in the company.
Yeah.
And last thing is the measuring. Yeah, I would say that you cannot decide anything what you don't measure. So start measure everything. Define the goals, the key performance indicators, and then start measuring it. Then it will be much easier for you to see a success or not.
Yes, that definitely makes sense. It's not easy. It's not easy to have all this. You have a juggling with a lot of balls, so you need to have really focus and understand where are the priorities. So David is asking, how do you measure these KPIs? So can you answer that?
Yeah, so it's there are different different parts. If you are having like some new features, then you want to have the feature adoption metrics, for example, and might be different for each company. So it's kind of how many users started this feature, how many users are continuing using this feature within the time, how many users stopped using these features. You can define your own metrics, but the main metrics can be some conversion funnel you define within your project. So user will sign up, then they will do this, and the end goal, for example, for you is to finish. For us, is to finish data pipeline, and run it. And then we are it's most probable that the users will continue with our platform. For other users, it might be that they will add some item to the cart in eShop, or they pay basically. So it depends. And if you have those conversion funnel goals defined, then you can start measuring it basically.
Mr. Dobules asks about some case studies with your customers, but I guess this is something what maybe it's beyond the concept of this webinar. But what I saw on your website and what I know from you, that you are really able to satisfy customers, not only enterprise companies which you mentioned, but also small CMS companies. So very different use cases, how Keboola can be useful for any BI and other stuff. So
yes, please go to our website. Definitely, there are a lot of use cases you can find there. Even with whole articles, what was the reason why they what they were struggling with, and then how was the solution. Yeah, so definitely, I might share the link at the end of the webinar in chat if somebody's interested.
Okay, so sounds great. So thank you very much. To wrap it up, you are one of our very first customers. You are using Product Fruits quite extensively. It's a no-code platform, so I'm happy that you can save some time for IT and even for the product department. It's quite easy to implement Product Fruits if you want just to do the basics, few hints, announcements, tours. But if you want to achieve more, you would like to work with Product Fruits on a regular basis. As you are developing your application, you are also constantly improving and changing your Product Fruits layer. So that's pretty much it. We managed to do it in 40 minutes, so that's great. So unless there are some other questions, I think we were able to answer most of these questions, and also some of them directly in the chat. So that's it. So thank you very much, Tomas, for your time, and I am happy that we could have this talk, and we will definitely share this very interesting webinar recording with all our users and many other people, so they will see that digital adoption platform is something which is practically necessary to use for SaaS application, but not only SaaS. We have clients which are not SaaS companies. We are running on biggest German university. We have Olympics. We have Rakuten. So many different use cases. So it works. So I'm glad that you are one of our happy customers. So thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you, Karel, for inviting me. It was great to talk to you and also share what we do and how we do it in Keboola to inspire others. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. See you guys, and thank you everybody for investing time to hear something about product fruits and Keboola. See you next time.